Hi everyone, in this video we are going to style the sign-in page. So let's jump into CSS. There is a ton that we need to do in CSS. This is a gigantic section and we need to style it. There is a lot of lines of code that we need to come up, and basically we are gonna practice a lot of code. So this is gonna be the sign-in page. First off, I'm going to grab the sign-in-container, and for this I'm going to provide a background color. Come on. So this is a background color. The color is going to be var color quinary. Let's provide some padding as well. These are very repetitive styling, so I don't really have to explain a lot. This is going to be XLV for top and bottom, and we are going to have LH for left and right. LH, let's say LH. After the padding, I'm going to say display flex. Now in this case, we do want the items to sit side by side, so I'm not going to change the flex direction, and we're going to justify content space between, align items center. Gap is going to be 1 VW. Let's save everything. Let's jump into our web page so we can see our changes. Now we can see that this image, it looks gigantic. So what we could do is we could actually change the size of the image and then continue with styling this page. So I'm going to say sign-in dash container underscore. Let me just see. So this is sign in. This is sign in, and this is sign in container. No. I'm going to say sign in image. I'm going to simplify it. So this is just going to be sign in image. Sign in image. So the flex basis, now flex direction is row, so flex basis is going to be width. The flex basis is going to be 50%, and I'm going to say sign in image is going to be width of 100% of its container. Let's take a look at that. Now the image is smaller. It takes up 50% of the space. Now we know how we can style our form. It is a little bit easier to style them. So I'm going to go on the top, and first things first, I want to style that. You know what? First, let's grab the sign-in provided with some flex basis and some styling, and then we're going to jump. After that, we are going to jump into our MiniTitle. So this is sign-in. For this, I'm going to provide the flex basis not as 50%. I want it to take up less space than half of the container. So display is going to be flex. Now everything has to be vertical. So flex direction is going to be column, and gap between among the elements is going to be 2 rem. Let's take a look at them. They're just stretched apart. Now the immediate children or flex items of the sign-in div, they're going to be this MiniTitle, this community, and the entire form. That's why the 4 elements, they're not spaced out. Let's grab the MiniTitle. I'm going to say sign-in underscore mini-title. It's going to have the same styles as the one that we had for the footer didn't have it, but the team cards or the team section, it did have that MiniTitle. So let me grab everything, and then we are going to make changes accordingly. So within here, I'm going to paste everything right here. So this the font size is the same, the font weight is the same, the letter spacing is the same, the color is going to be primary, padding 0.51 rem. Background color, I'm going to change it to septenary. Border radius is going to be 2 rem, and align self, I'm going to align it to flex start. Let's save everything. Let's take a look at it. There we go. So this is how we want to style it. Let's jump into sign-in underscore title. And this is going to have a font size of var DM. So it's going to be dynamic medium. Color for this one is going to be var var dash dash primary, so white, font weight is going to be 100. Let's save that. Let's take a look at it. Now, by default, the font weight of the entire page, let's just go to top. The font weight of the entire page is actually, let's see what that is. So for the body, it's font weight sub. It is Varta, so it's sans serif. So this is the font weight of the entire page. And let's go to our HTML file. So Varta doesn't actually support 100. It starts from 300. Keep that in mind. So it starts from 300. So what I should do here is, let's inspect this element. Let's take a look at the font weight 100. Computed font weight 100. This shouldn't be applied. It is not applied. I don't think it is applied because Varta doesn't accept that. Yeah, it is not applied. It is not 100. It is 300. So if I change this, so if I go to bottom of the page, here it is. So if I change it to 300, it shouldn't be changed. It is not changed, right? So if I change it back to 100, no, it is not being changed. Okay, let's just take a look at it right here. So it's 300. You can see it's not being changed. The reason for that is it's not supporting 100. It's either 300 or let's set it to 500. And you can see it just got thicker. But 100 is not being supported. That's why I'm just going to set it to 300. That is the title. Let's grab the sign-in form itself. This is the sign-in _ form. I'm going to say flex direction column for all of these. But before that, let's say display flex. By now, I'm sure you're a master of flex. You know how you can use it and what is its benefit. Gap is going to be 1.5 rem. Let's save everything. Let's take a look at that. Let me get rid of it. There we go. So it is getting closer and closer to our final design. After that, now when I say sign-in _ form input, this is going to select all the inputs. So it doesn't matter if those inputs, they are direct children within this form, of this form, or they're like grandchildren or nested children of the form. So it's going to grab all the descendants, not all the direct children. The space is the descendant. We have talked about that a lot. So I'm going to give all of them a padding of 1 rem and 2 rem. The border for all of them is going to be none. The outline for all of them is going to be none. Background for all of them is going to be none. The color is going to be color primary. So primary. The font size for all of them, it's going to be STS. And finally, the border radius is going to be 0.5 rem. Let's save that. So all of them, they are being styled. They're styled. The background color is removed. That's why you can't really see them. First off, I'm going to style the input. After that, I'm going to style the input that has a type of email. So the type for this one is going to be email. And then let's style the other one that has a type of password. So for these two, what do I want to do? I just want to provide them with a background color. So the background color is going to be var quaternary ML. Let's save that. Let's take a look at them. There we go. They look cool. Okay. Let's move on and continue with the styling. After that, let's grab the sign-in terms, the terms field set. So this is sign-up forms -- terms. Let's say display flex, align items, okay. Align items center, justify content. This is going to be center. No, I don't want it to be center. I want it to be flex start. There we go. And the gap between the two elements is going to be 1.5. This terms, this is actually the checkbox as well as the label for that checkbox. Let's grab the checkbox itself. So I'm going to say sign in terms. Input, that is in fact an input. Let's provide it with a padding of 1 rem. I'm going to say appearance none. Make sure you really understand how appearance works before actually using it, because this is an experimental property and it might create some issues if you don't know how it actually works. The background color is going to be var primary. Border radius is going to be 50%. Let's save everything. Let's take a look at them. So this is our appearance. None for the checkbox. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the checked state for that checkbox. So it is whenever the input is checked, this is a pseudo class. When it is checked, what do I want to do with it? I just want to change the background color from primary to septenary. Save that. So if I check it, the background color is being changed. That's cool, right? Now let's grab the label within the terms. Let's style that as well. So the label is going to have a font size of var. This is going to be STS. And the color is going to be primary. So var primary. The label also has anchor elements for privacy policy and terms of use. I'm just going to change their color. So let me grab this. And I'm going to say this is going to be color var quaternary MD. Save that. Let's take a look at it. There we go. So they're styled. Next up, we are going to style the input with the type of submit that is within the form. So let me grab that form and I'm going to say this is the form, and then we have an input whose type is submit. And so what do I want to do for this? I want to provide it with the background color. So it's going to be var color quaternary MD, not MS, MD. That is the color. Let's take a look at it. Now you can see by default on inputs with the type of submit, when you hover on them, the cursor is not being changed to a hand icon. And I do want it to do that. So I'm going to say cursor pointer. And I want this input to have a little bit more spacing from the top part, which is the input, which is the terms field set. And I want it to be spaced out a little bit from the bottom part as well. So for the top and bottom margin, I'm going to provide some values. So this is margin, top and bottom 3 rem, but no margin for left and right. After that, we have the alternative. So sign in form -- alternative. So for this one, because we have 3 elements, we are going to say display flex. All of them are side by side, but we want them to be, we want the elements to be vertical. So now you can see they're side by side, but I want them to be vertical. So we know what we can do to fix that. This is flex direction column, and the gap is going to be 2 rem. There we go. Let's grab the alternative text. So this is sign in alternative _ text. This is going to be text line center, font size var STS, and the color is going to be var primary. So this is the text. Let's jump into the alternative Facebook, and what was the other one? Google. So sign in alternative. One is going to be Facebook. So Facebook, and the other one is going to be Google. There we go. For both of them, because there are 2 elements there, I'm going to say display flex. I'm aligning them. Align items, center, and then the gap is going to be 4. Moving on, I'm going to provide them with some padding, 1 rem and 2 rem. Let's save these. So now I'm styling these 2 elements right here, the F Facebook, the G Google. The background color is going to be var quaternary ML, not MD. Color for the text is going to be, for the text as well as the icon, it's going to be color primary. Font size, let's increase it to STS. And finally, the border radius is going to be 0.5 rem. Let's save that. There we go. So we have styled these as well. Now we are going to jump into the sign up, the sign-in form sign-up field set, this final part. And after that, basically we need to make it responsive, and then we are done. Cool. So what's up next is sign-in form -- sign -up. So for this one, I'm going to say display flex, justify content center, and the gap is going to be 1 rem. And after that, we have the sign-in, sign-in, sign-n, sign-up. So I'm going to grab the paragraph. The paragraph is going to have a color, not column rule. Color is going to be var primary, and then the font size. Come on, what am I doing? Font size is going to be var STS. There we go. So this is the paragraph. We do have an anchor element there as well. So let me just go ahead and grab that. This is the anchor element. For the anchor element, we are going to have the same font size, STS. Let me just put it there. But the color is going to be quaternary MD. So let's just copy that, put it there. Color is going to be quaternary MD. Let's save that. That's it. So we are done with the desktop version of the sign-in form. We are going to jump into the responsive section. But before jumping there, there are two things that I'm going to do. The first thing is going to be that the sign-in title that we have, this title, this is going to act as the other section's title. So I'm going to say sign-in title. I'm going to add it there. And then I'm going to jump to 470 media query, and I'm going to add the sign-in page in here as well. Because when we decrease the width of the window, I want the padding to be decreased as well. In here, I'm going to use that main container, so sign-in -container, because the padding is actually declared on this container. So now that these two are done, let's go ahead and let's decrease the width of the window and see what do we want to do here. So far, I would say that this sign-in form looks cool. It looks good, and I can see that this part, it is getting to look very small. So I would say around 720. I'm not going to create an extra media query. I'm just going to modify. I'm just going to provide these styles within the 720 media query. And what is it that we want to do there? So at the bottom, let's just copy that line. Okay, this is the 800, sorry. This is the 720 media query, and I'm going to say sign-in page. So what do I want to do? First things first, I want to get rid of that image. So I'm going to say sign-in image. This is the image. I'm going to say display none. I don't want to see it anymore. And just to organize the code, I want to grab the sign-in form itself, and I'm going to say flex basis 100%. So sign in. Now there is no image, so flex basis could go to flex basis. It could go from 40 to 100, and let's save that. Let's take a look at it. There we go. Let's keep making it smaller. I don't think this is in the center, so I'm just gonna provide it with justify for the container. Let me copy this part, put it right here. I'm going to say justify content. Let's set it to center. There we go. So this is how the website is going to look like. So this is how it is going to look like. At some point, the form is going to enlarge. And then that was the padding. The padding is going to enlarge. There we go. So around 300. There we go. So this is how cool this website is going to look like. And with this, our entire website comes to an end. In this one, we did a lot of work, and we were able to create this website. And this is the main page for the website. It is fully responsive, and there is a ton of new things, new features that you have learned. And this website, I think it is a little bit more advanced than the first website for this tutorial series. Nonetheless, you were able to create multi-page websites, and you were able to make them responsive as well, which is the whole point, the whole idea. So with this, our lecture comes to an end. In our next section, in our next lecture, we're going to create the third and final website for this tutorial series. Now, after this tutorial series is done, I'm going to be uploading all 3 websites individually to YouTube as well. So all of these parts for all of the websites, they're going to be converted into one part, and that is going to be like one video, maybe like 6, 7, 8 hours of content, which is a lot, but still I'm going to create that. And they're going to be within this playlist for the HTML tutorial series, and they're going to have standalone videos as well. That video, all of the parts will be merged together, and you're going to end up with one gigantic video that is going to cover both of the pages for the websites from start to end. So with this, our lecture comes to an end. Our video comes to an end. This is a completely responsive website. And feel free to check it out on different devices. The demo for this website, there is actually a demo which I've uploaded it. This is live. You could go ahead and take a look at the live website. Click on that link, check it on different devices. If there is an issue when it comes to responsiveness, go ahead, type in the video description. Just put it, not in the video description, I mean, that is where I type things. Just comment it below this video. I'm going to be checking your comments, all of them, as much as I can. And I'm going to be bringing adjustments, and I'm going to upload those videos for adjustments as well, if there are any issues, which I hope there aren't. So with this, our video comes to an end. I'm really excited that you have been able to complete 2 websites from start to finish, really cool ones. You have all the assets. You can use them in your portfolio. You can change them. Make sure before using it in your portfolio, you can come up with better content, like instead of these dummy texts, you have to provide something that looks a little bit more real world. And in our next video, I'm gonna introduce you to our third website. It is not yet created. I'm gonna be creating it in the following days. If it was created, then I would have shown you a sneak peek. But you'll have to wait for the next time the video is uploaded, for next day, and then you're gonna see that website. So with this, our lecture comes to an end. See you in the next one.